The command deck of Earth's orbital defense station trembled beneath the roar of alarms. Holographic displays flickered, painting the darkened room with red and blue light as the Council's fleet materialized in near-orbital space. Thousands of warships, each a sculpted monolith of alien engineering, hovered with terrifying precision. Their sheer scale was enough to make lesser species quake, but not humanity. Captain Aria Lennox gripped the rail, her knuckles white. Her eyes scanned the projection of the lead Council vessel, the Zenith Voron, an immense triangular dreadnought bristling with energy cannons. The message looped again across the station's intercom. A murmur rose from the gathered officers and Council delegates. Some shook their heads, voices trembling. Others remained stoic, knowing their lives would end if they failed. Do they really think this will intimidate us? Aria's voice cut through the tension, sharp and controlled. She turned to face her second-in-command, Commander Rafe Miles. Do you feel it? The fear? That's their weapon. Let's see how well it works. Rafe's jaw tightened. They've brought the full fleet. Every strike craft, every dreadnought in this sector. If they fire, we don't last 5 minutes. Aria's smirk was brief, almost imperceptible. And yet, here we are, still breathing. The Council chamber fell silent as she continued. They underestimate humanity. That's their mistake. They think we are predictable. Routine. Weak. They haven't seen what we've been preparing. She waved a hand, activating the tactical projection of Earth's fleet. On the hologram, human ships seemed dwarfed by the alien armada. Yet Aria had faith in what others could not yet perceive, the hidden strength of humanity. Captain, said Lieutenant Tessa Rhine, her voice calm but tense, our new stealth systems are operational. The fleet is ready to deploy when you give the order. Good. Prepare for immediate maneuver. We're not surrendering. Not today. A ripple of tension ran through the room. A Council delegate spoke hesitantly. Captain Lennox, with respect, some argue compliance may save billions of lives. Are we certain? Aria's eyes met his. Cold, unyielding. Compliance is death. Obedience to fear is extinction. Humanity is not meant to kneel. We will fight. And we will awaken forces they never imagined. The intercom crackled. A holographic projection flickered to life, revealing the High Arbiter Voron himself. His triangular head tilted slightly, eyes glimmering like molten metal. His voice was calm, cold, and absolute. Aria's lips curled. Voron, you always talk as if we're predictable. You've studied us, charted our history, weighed our strength, but there's one thing your calculations ignore: humans adapt. The Arbiter's eyes narrowed. Adaptation does not prevent extinction. Surrender. Aria's hand hovered over the tactical console. Or. The line went silent. Then Voron's projection simply disintegrated into static. A hush fell over the room. No one spoke. No one needed to. Aria took a deep breath, centering herself. She turned to her officers. All right. Everyone, listen carefully. This is the moment we've trained for. Every ship, every soldier, every experimental system we've kept secret, the time has come to deploy. And humanity will show the galaxy what it truly is. Rafe exhaled sharply. Captain, they'll respond immediately. The first wave of dreadnoughts will be on us in minutes. Then we meet them, Aria said. And we force them to see us, not as prey, but as equals, or better. As her command echoed through the station, the officers moved with practiced precision. Fleet communications buzzed, coordinates locked, and stealth fields activated. Humans may have been outnumbered, outgunned, and underestimated, but every engineer, pilot, and soldier knew that predictability was their weakness. Aria walked along the deck, her presence commanding without needing words. She observed the young pilots, barely out of training, eyes wide with fear that she refused to share. Remember this, she said quietly to one, a boy of 17, fear is the only weapon they give you. Take it. Bend it. Make it work for you. The boy nodded, gripping the controls tighter, his knuckles whitening. Across the holographic projection, Earth itself seemed to pulse with anticipation. Unseen beneath the planet's surface, hidden systems and bioenergetic devices hummed quietly, awaiting activation. Humanity had spent decades perfecting technologies that even the Council had never imagined, and now they would awaken at last. The first Council frigates moved, skimming silently across the orbital projection. Sensors pinged incoming vessels, and alarms sounded again. Aria didn't flinch. She raised her hand, signaling her fleet to advance. Deploy drones to flank the lead formation. Stealth units, move in from the shadow vectors. Keep the outer perimeter secure. This is not about retreat, it's about survival. Rafe's voice was tense, but there was a spark of exhilaration beneath it. Captain, I don't believe it, they're reacting to our stealth maneuvers. The Council didn't predict this. Aria smiled faintly, feeling the familiar thrill of strategy against impossible odds. Of course they didn't. Humans never are. In the command deck, the tension crackled like electricity. Holograms displayed every incoming ship, every drone deployment, every projected trajectory. And beneath it all, the heartbeat of humanity, resilient, defiant, unpredictable, throbbed with a quiet, relentless power. Aria turned once more to her officers, her voice steady. Remember this, history will remember today, not because we were told we could fight, but because we chose to. Humanity is not fragile. Humanity is unstoppable when it refuses to yield. The Council fleet advanced. Time slowed, the hum of engines vibrating through the station. And for the first time, the galaxy would witness a species that refused to bow, a species that, against impossible odds, would awaken. Aria clenched her fists. Hold the line. Show them who we are. The galaxy is about to learn the meaning of human defiance. Outside the station, lights blinked across the void. The first shots had not yet been fired, but the war had already begun. Humanity's reckoning had arrived. The first streaks of Council plasma caught through the void, distant lines of blue-white fire that illuminated the darkness of space. On Earth's orbital defense platform, Captain Aria Lennox watched through the reinforced observation dome as her fleet moved into formation. The human ships were smaller, slower in raw power, but every vessel carried secrets the Council had never accounted for. Report, Aria said, her voice steady, cutting through the nervous hum of the command deck. Lieutenant Tessa Rhine, her hands flying across the console, gave a rapid assessment. Frontal strike units approaching from Vector 7. Standard intercept protocols engaged. Stealth drones are in position, Captain. Targeting feeds calibrated for synchronized deployment. Good. Initiate the first wave. Let's see if they notice what's coming. Aria leaned over the holographic display, tracing the projected paths of the incoming dreadnoughts. The Council's arrogance was their weakness, they assumed the humans would follow predictable patterns, that their defenses could be calculated in a straight line. They had underestimated the ingenuity of a species that had learned to survive every imaginable disaster on a fragile blue world. A sudden alert flashed across the tactical console. Captain. Sensor anomaly. Subsurface energy fluctuations, emanating from Earth itself. Aria raised an eyebrow. Explain. Rhine's voice was sharp. It's not military hardware, it's like the planet is, alive. Energy vectors are aligning with fleet positions, almost as if responding to the Council's movement. Aria's lips curved slightly. Then let's give them a welcome they won't forget. She activated the planetary defense sequence. Across Earth's core, hidden energy conduits ignited, sending synchronized pulses through the orbiting grid. Sensors aboard the Council vessels flickered and stuttered as their targeting systems were disrupted. Rafe Miles, standing beside her, let out a low whistle. They didn't see that coming. That's more than technology. Aria's eyes burned with focus. It's what they can't calculate. Human intuition, amplified. Outside, stealth drones darted like phantoms, weaving through the gaps in the Council formation. Small human fighters used unpredictable, spiraling trajectories to distract the enemy, drawing fire while remaining largely undetectable. Each maneuver was calculated to maximize chaos, exploiting weaknesses the Council fleet couldn't anticipate. A young pilot's voice crackled over comms, trembling but exhilarated. "Captain. I think we're..." "Focus," Aria interrupted gently, yet firmly. "Breathe. Trust your training. The Council expects us to panic. Don't give them that satisfaction." The pilot's reply was a sharp inhale, then steady. "Understood, ma'am. Engaging Vector Delta." From the observation dome, Aria watched the human fleet execute a synchronized pincer movement. Council frigates, bristling with energy cannons, fired indiscriminately, but their shots either missed or were diverted by the subtle, unseen planetary energy fields. A Council dreadnought blinked out of sync, its internal sensors disrupted by the energy pulse emanating from Earth. Rafe leaned close, voice tense. "Captain, the Council's response is slower than expected. They're trying to adjust, but it's as if the rules they operate by no longer apply." Aria's smirk was fleeting, yet sharp. "Exactly. Humans thrive in unpredictability. They haven't learned to fight us, they've learned to respond to the impossible." In the midst of the skirmish, a Council frigate broke formation, cutting a path toward Earth's surface. Aria seized the opportunity. "Deploy the orbital intercept unit. Rhine, target that frigate. Let's remind them why Earth is not a simple rock in space." The intercept unit launched, silent and deadly. Cloaked in adaptive stealth fields, it threaded through the chaos of plasma fire and energy pulses. The frigate's shields flared, then faltered as synchronized bioenergetic pulses from Earth itself destabilized its core systems. With a sudden, controlled detonation, the vessel was neutralized, tumbling into the void. A cheer erupted across the human fleet channels, quickly tempered by Aria's calm voice. "Victory is temporary. Keep the formation. They're still vast in number." A sudden alert made her freeze. Ryan's fingers danced across the console. "Captain, there's a breach. Boarding pods from the Council flagship. They're targeting the orbital station." Aria's eyes narrowed. "Prep the intercept teams. Rafe, take the boarding corridor. I'll lead the counterstrike personally." Moments later, humans in reinforced exosuits rappelled into the void, engaging Council operatives in zero-gravity combat. Sparks flew as plasma blades met alien armor. Even in these close quarters, human ingenuity shone, makeshift magnetic grapples, improvised energy shields, and instinctive teamwork allowed them to hold the line against vastly superior numbers. Aria moved with surgical precision, directing her team while eliminating threats herself. A Council enforcer lunged, energy blade poised, but Aria twisted, using his momentum to hurl him into a bulkhead. "Humans improvise. Remember that," she muttered under her breath. Back on the command deck, Ryan monitored the energy grid. "Captain, there's something else. A new pattern. Earth itself is amplifying our systems, syncing with the fleet. It's responding to human intent." Aria's gaze sharpened. "Then we are no longer just defending. We are shaping the battlefield. Initiate full planetary support. Let them see what Defiance looks like." The Council fleet faltered. Systems overloaded, coordination breaking down under the combined assault of stealth maneuvers, unexpected human strategies, and the mysterious planetary energy that seemed to think with them. Dreadnoughts collided, frigates tumbled, and the once formidable armada became a chaos of blinking lights and failing shields. From the observation deck, Aria's voice was calm but edged with satisfaction. "Hold positions. Maintain focus. The Council underestimates humanity. They always do. But today, we are more than what they thought." Rafe's grin was rare and unguarded. "Captain, we're actually doing it. We're holding them back." Aria's eyes swept the holographic display, capturing every movement, every pulse, every human effort converging into a single, defiant force. "We're not just holding them back. We're showing the galaxy that humanity cannot be predicted, cannot be controlled, and cannot be ignored. And when they wake to that reality, they'll know we've only begun. As the battle raged, a faint tremor ran through the deck, Earth's hidden power, a quiet pulse beneath the planet's crust, ready to awaken further. Humans had turned their weakness into an advantage, their ingenuity into a weapon. The Council had assumed dominance, but they had never truly faced the species capable of thinking beyond conventional limits. Aria turned to Ryan, her voice steady and resolute. Prepare for Phase 2. The awakening is only beginning. Outside, the stars shone cold and indifferent. But between them, Earth burned with human determination, unpredictable, relentless, and alive. And somewhere in the void, the Council realized, too late, that humanity was not merely resisting. Humanity was rising. The void outside Earth's orbit shimmered with fractured light, as if the stars themselves trembled before what was unfolding. Captain Aria Lennox stood at the command deck's observation dome, her eyes tracing the Council's fractured fleet. They were vast, overwhelming, yet disoriented, each dreadnought and frigate a testament to arrogance undone. Humanity had survived the first wave. Now, the true battle would begin. Captain, Rafe Miles said, his tone steady despite the tension, they're regrouping. Voran himself is approaching with the Zenith. Every major weapon in their armada is aligned for a final strike. Aria's jaw tightened. Good. Let them come. It's time they see why humans are not just fighters. We are a force they cannot calculate. Lieutenant Tessa Ryan's fingers danced across the holographic console. Planetary energy readings are at peak resonance. If we channel through the fleet now, we could disrupt every primary system in the Council formation. Aria's gaze hardened. Do it. Synchronize with every vessel. Let Earth become our weapon. As the energy grid hummed, subtle ripples radiated from the planet. Invisible to alien sensors, the pulses synchronized with human thought patterns across the fleet. Pilots reported instinctive maneuvers, engineers corrected system faults before they happened, and soldiers reacted with reflexes sharper than instinct alone. Humanity had unlocked something new, a latent, collective awareness that elevated every action beyond calculation. A comms burst came through, urgent and metallic. Voran's voice, cold and commanding, filled the deck. Captain Lennox, cease this madness. You cannot survive. Surrender, or witness annihilation. Aria's lips curved in defiance. Annihilation? Perhaps. Or revelation. You've studied humans, Arbiter. But you've never faced one operating at its full potential. Static crackled as Voran's figure materialized, towering and angular, his eyes molten and calculating. Your bravado is irrelevant. Humanity is a minor species. You will not endure. Then endure we shall, Aria said, her voice carrying over the hum of the command deck. Prepare yourself to witness the awakening. The Zenith advanced, firing a concentrated stream of plasma energy. Human ships dove into precise, unpredictable spirals. Energy pulses from Earth's hidden conduits distorted the plasma mid-flight, sending arcs of blue-white light careening back toward the Council vessels. Captain! Ryan shouted, pointing at the hologram. The Zenith's shields are fluctuating. The planetary resonance is affecting their core systems. Aria's eyes gleamed. Good. Maintain formation. Keep the pressure consistent. Let them feel instability. Rafe leaned over her shoulder, awe mixing with tension. It's unprecedented. Systems they trusted implicitly are failing. Their entire fleet is reacting like a living organism to ours. Aria nodded. Humans adapt. We do not rely solely on technology, we improvise, we think beyond constraints, and now, we synchronize with our home itself. Outside, human vessels moved with eerie precision, their maneuvers harmonized through an unspoken, collective awareness amplified by the planet. Drones darted like living swarms, creating a web of interference that tore through Council formations. One by one, frigates began losing synchronization, drifting apart, unable to recalibrate against unpredictable vectors. Suddenly, a Council boarding ship pierced the defenses, aiming for the orbital command station. Aria's eyes narrowed. "Rafe, lead the intercept squad. I'll take the station's internal defenses." Magnetic grapples fired, and humans in exosuits flung themselves into zero-gravity combat. Plasma blades met alien alloy, sparks igniting the darkness. Yet each human move was fluid, anticipatory. Earth's subtle energy pulses sharpened reflexes, enhanced coordination. Aria moved like a conductor, orchestrating chaos with precise strikes. A Council enforcer lunged at her, energy blade arcing. She sidestepped, using his momentum to hurl him into a bulkhead, disarming him instantly. "Underestimate humans at your peril," she muttered, pivoting to assist a young soldier pinned by alien forces. On the command deck, Ryan monitored the planetary energy flow. "Captain, the resonance is expanding. It's not just defensive anymore. Earth itself is projecting energy across the system, synchronizing with the fleet." Aria's eyes softened for a moment, not in fear but in awe. Then it's no longer just humanity fighting. It's Earth. Every person, every system, every pulse, converging into a single, unstoppable force. In orbit, the Council fleet faltered under the combined assault. Dreadnoughts veered off course, collisions rippled through their ranks, and energy cannons misfired in cascading failures. Voron's voice roared through comms, sharp with disbelief. "Impossible. Systems cannot fail like this. This is not calculation." Aria's voice cut back, resolute. "You forgot one thing, Arbiter. Humans do not follow algorithms. We adapt, we defy, and now, we awaken." With a gesture, Aria initiated the next phase. Pulses from Earth's core surged, interacting with the human fleet like a neural network. Ships accelerated beyond expected limits, striking Council vessels with unprecedented precision. The void filled with cascading explosions, fiery arcs reflecting in the observation dome. "Captain!" Ryan exclaimed, "Voron's flagship is destabilizing. His core systems are collapsing." Aria's lips pressed into a firm line. "Prepare boarding protocols. We end this decisively." Moments later, Aria led an elite squad directly onto the zenith. Hallways gleamed with alien metal, silent save for the hum of failing machinery. Voron awaited, towering and armored, energy blade drawn. "You think a few humans can defeat me?" he hissed. Aria stepped forward, steady and unflinching. "Not a few humans. All of humanity, our will, our ingenuity, and our planet itself. Today, you learn what that means." The clash was swift, brutal. Voron's strikes were lethal, precise, but Aria's anticipation, enhanced by the collective resonance, allowed her to counter, dodge, and exploit his openings. With a final, decisive maneuver, she disarmed the Arbiter and sent him sprawling across the deck. The zenith erupted in controlled detonations, fragments scattering into the void. Across the system, the Council fleet retreated, disrupted, and humbled. Humanity had not only survived, they had reshaped the battle, bending raw odds into triumph. Back on the observation deck, Aria's gaze swept across the fleet. Pilots cheered, engineers exhaled in relief, and soldiers stood in awe. Earth pulsed softly beneath them, a subtle but undeniable presence. The planet had not only survived, it had awakened. Rafe's voice was quiet, filled with amazement. "Captain, we did it. We actually did it." Aria turned to him, eyes fierce and steady. "We did more than survive. We proved humanity is not just a species. We are a force, unpredictable, relentless, and alive. The galaxy will never forget this day." Outside, the stars were silent witnesses to a species reborn, a planet awakened, and a legacy forged in defiance. Humanity had risen, not by strength alone, but by ingenuity, will, and the unyielding spirit to survive. And somewhere, in the quiet of the void, the galaxy trembled. The wreckage of the Council fleet drifted like shattered constellations across the void. Earth's orbit, once a battlefield of fire and plasma, now glimmered with calm under the faint glow of the planet below. Captain Aria Lennox stood on the observation deck of the orbital command station, her gaze fixed on the horizon where the last fragments of alien vessels disappeared into the emptiness. Rafe Miles approached, still catching his breath. "Captain, it's over. They've withdrawn completely." Aria didn't turn immediately. Her eyes followed the soft pulses emanating from Earth, subtle but undeniable. "Over," she said slowly. "No. They've survived, but for humanity, this is the beginning. We've broken their perception. We've shown them we are not just another species, they've underestimated what they cannot control." Lieutenant Tessa Rhine, monitoring the energy arrays, spoke quietly. "The planetary resonance is stabilizing, Captain. The systems we activated, they're evolving. The planet itself seems aware, adjusting to protect us, to anticipate threats. We've only seen the first stage." Aria finally looked at her. "Then we need to understand it fully. Every pulse, every synchronization, this is no longer just technology. It's a partnership. Earth has awakened, and we are the stewards of its power." Across the station, crew members worked in silence, tending to ships, repairing damage, and communicating with surviving human colonies. Relief was tempered by exhaustion, but in their eyes burned pride. They had faced annihilation and emerged not only unbroken but stronger. A communication channel opened, carrying a voice both familiar and authoritative: Admiral Lin Vo, head of Earth Defense Command. "Aria, status report. How did the fleet fare?" "Admiral," Aria replied, her voice steady, "the Council has withdrawn. Our losses are contained, and more importantly, humanity's capabilities have surpassed every expectation. Earth itself participated in the defense. We've shown the galaxy what humans are capable of." A pause followed on the line. Then Lin Vo's voice softened with awe. "Understood. Prepare for the debrief and the rebuilding. The world, the entire solar system, will look to us now." Aria ended the comm and turned back to the observation dome. "Rafe, gather the senior officers. We need a plan to consolidate what we've learned, and fast. The galaxy will not forget today, and neither will we." Rafe nodded. "Understood, Captain. But, what about the Council? Voran?" Aria's eyes narrowed, the weight of responsibility heavy on her shoulders. "Voran survived. He'll regroup. But they now know humanity cannot be crushed by sheer force. They've faced what they thought impossible. That knowledge alone changes the balance of power." A young pilot approached, hesitant but eager. "Captain, sir, what about the colonies? Will Earth support them? Will we extend what we just discovered?" Aria smiled, faint but resolute. "Yes. Every colony, every settlement, every human outpost is part of this awakening. We'll share what we've learned. We'll strengthen humanity as a whole. Survival is no longer enough, we must thrive, and in doing so, ensure that no force in the galaxy ever miscalculates our potential again." The pilot's eyes gleamed with determination. "Understood, Captain. We'll be ready." Aria moved toward the tactical console, watching the holographic projection of Earth. The planet pulsed softly, responding to unseen currents of energy. She reached out, fingers hovering above the display. "Earth, we will honor your strength. Together, we will define our destiny." Ryan's voice interrupted her reverie. "Captain, sensors indicate residual Council drones. They're scattered across the system, likely gathering intelligence." Aria straightened, her expression hardening. "Then we hunt them. Not for revenge, but to protect what we've earned. No Council asset will leave this system with knowledge of Earth's full capability." Rafe glanced at her. "Captain, the fleet will need time to repair, to train, to integrate what we've learned. But I have no doubt we can do it. Humanity's resilience is unmatched." Aria nodded. "Exactly. Resilience isn't enough anymore. We've learned to evolve in real time, to synchronize with our home, to act as one. That's the advantage no one else possesses." In the silence that followed, the station hummed with life. Repairs continued. Scientists examined data from the planetary energy systems, discovering new patterns, new possibilities. Pilots ran simulations, testing enhanced reflexes and coordination influenced by Earth's resonance. Humanity was transforming, not into a warlike species, but into one capable of redefining existence itself. A soft alarm sounded, drawing Aria's attention. A minor energy fluctuation in the planet's southern hemisphere appeared on the console. Ryan frowned. "Captain. Earth is sending out a signal. It's subtle, but intentional. Almost like a message." Aria's brow furrowed. "A message? To whom?" Ryan shook her head. "Unknown. It's not our technology. Not human. Yet it's familiar, connected. Perhaps Earth is reaching out, to other systems, other species, to establish presence or deterrence. It's remarkable." Aria's voice was quiet but firm. "Remarkable indeed. Let it be known that Earth will no longer be silent. That signal is not a threat, it's a declaration. Humanity exists. Humanity is united. And humanity cannot be ignored." The command deck grew still as the crew watched the soft waves of energy radiate from Earth in the holographic projection. The planet glowed with subtle vitality, almost as if acknowledging its sentient awakening, responding to the collective intent of its people. Rafe finally spoke, breaking the reverent silence. "Captain, do you think the galaxy will accept this? That humans are, more than they anticipated?" Aria's eyes were steely, filled with conviction. "Acceptance is irrelevant. Recognition is earned. Today, we've earned it. Tomorrow, we ensure the galaxy cannot ignore us again." A low hum reverberated through the station, a pulse syncing with the human fleet and Earth's energy. It was subtle, almost comforting, yet impossible to ignore. Humanity had survived, but survival had transformed into mastery. Humans had awakened a latent potential within themselves and their planet. Together, they were no longer simply defenders, they were pioneers, architects of a new chapter in galactic history. Aria turned once more to the observation dome, where Earth's blue oceans and green continents shone like a jewel. "This is our dawn," she whispered. "Not just a victory, but the beginning of humanity's true place in the galaxy. We will protect it, nurture it, and ensure no force, no matter how mighty, ever underestimates us again." The crew stood silently, absorbing her words. A sense of unity and purpose rippled across the station, stronger than any weapon, more potent than any strategy. Humanity had faced extinction and emerged as something greater, a species in harmony with its home, capable of reshaping its destiny. Outside, the void remained vast and indifferent, but for the first time, it trembled with recognition. Earth's signal continued to radiate across the system, a silent yet unmistakable warning: humanity had awakened, and the galaxy would never be the same.